recording. Okay, and let me share screen. Okay. All right. I hope you can see my screen and still hear me well. Right. So welcome to Stock Investing for Young People. I just thought about this name. All right. So why? I mean, I'm sure right now you are asking yourself, why do I need to invest? Why do I need to invest? Right? So here the answer, right? Everyone wants to be rich. Okay? Everyone wants to be rich. Take it from me, guys. I have been very poor. I have been poor. I have been rich. And trust me when I tell you, being rich is a lot nicer. a lot nicer than being poor. Um, so, in order to be rich, you need to do at least one of the three things well. Preferably, you do all three things super well, right? But at least one of it you got to do very, very well. The other two, you can be average and you still come out ahead of a lot of people, all right? So, what are those three things? First, you have to make money, have to make good money, all right? Second, you need to save money, right? In order to be rich, you got to not only make good money, but you have to save money, right? And then you need to invest money. Okay, so the focus of today presentation, as well as future presentation, if we do have those, okay, the focus gonna be on investing. But since we cannot be rich if we don't have money to invest, right? And if we make money but we don't save them, we spend all the money. Or worse, we spend more than we make, then we don't have any money left to invest. So even though the focus again is on investing money, right? That's what you guys want to learn. I feel compelled to to spend a little bit of time, not a lot, just a little bit of time to coach with you, to share with you on these two things, to make money and to save money. All right. A little bit about myself. I, due to my circumstances, I started working when I was very young, maybe 10 or 11 years old, right? I started out by selling cookie to my classmate in school, who I went to school, because I was so poor. And I never stopped. I never stopped working since that early age, I was very, very poor, dirt poor, not even funny. So money is always on my mind. I'm tired. I was so tired. I was so embarrassed about being poor. So always I try to make money, right? And there's many things, many website, many books, many life hacks about making money, right? I will just share with you based on your age, where you are right now. Most of you are still in school, either going to college or full-time or part-time, working part-time, right? Many of you still don't know what your career gonna be, what you're gonna end up doing, right? I will make it very general, all right? So in order to make money, in order to be successful, right? Not just money, but in everything, you got to read a lot of books, right? I have not met anybody who are super successful who don't read a lot, all right? Um, and reading here is not like reading, text from your friend, scrolling through Facebook or whatever social media that you guys use, and read the comment there. Read something that teach you something useful, right? And you don't necessarily have to physically open a book and read it, right? You can read on your phone and or do what I do. I do a lot. I listen to a lot of audio books, and in one of the book that I listened to recently, right? It's a very short book, easy to listen to. It's called The Power of One More. And I love that concept, right? I like to share it with you because very short and very powerful. The power of one more is, whenever you think it is enough, right? Whenever you are ready to say, okay, I'm done. Do one more, right? So if you lift weight, for example, right? You do 10 reps and you got tired, right? And your goal is do 10 reps. But if you still have the ability to do one more rep, do it. That one additional rep will do more for your muscle than the first 10 reps, right? That's just one more. If you are, making cell call, probably you haven't done that, but a lot of people, when they grow up, their job involving calling people, right? Just make one more phone call before you go home, right? Just that one little thing, one extra step that you take will add up, will add up. If you plan to work 8 hours today, right? And if your job still your work still busy, and you can put in an extra 1 hour or even 15 minutes, work those extra time, make some more money so you have more money to invest, right? So do it a little bit more than what is asked of you, right? Most people will stop you if you are among the few people that take that one more step. You will stand out. And then the second thing I like to share with you, regarding making money is whatever job you do, no matter how little money you make, how no matter how you think it is below your capability, do it well. Do it so well that you know other people have to know this, right? And I like to share with you another thing. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, let me share screen again. Come on. All right, so did whoa, come on. This is a quote uh, by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and it's so beautiful, so elegant that I love it the first time I read it. And every time I read again, I still like it so much. If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep street even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, "Here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well." Ain't it great? You know, do see, I have talked to many people, who are not doing their best at their job, and their excuses are almost always, "Oh, they pay me so little. Why do I need to do a good job? All right, pay me some more, and I do better." Or give me a raise, give me a promotion, then I will do a better job, right? So If you think like that, it's kind of similar to you're cold, right? You're cold, you're freezing, and you sit in front of a fireplace and you tell the fireplace, hey, give me some more heat. And then I will put in more wood, more firewood, right? That's ridiculous. You want the fireplace to give you more heat, a bigger fire. You have to put in more wood. You can only control yourself. You cannot control other people, right? So the one thing that you can do right away is to do a better job, do a good job. Trust me, if your boss is so stupid he or she doesn't notice, other people will notice. Other important people, might notice. Someone might walk into your store or your workplace, or talk to you on the phone and say, dang, this guy or this gal is so amazing. I would love to hire her or him, right? And give you opportunity. Trust me, just do a good job that you're proud of. If nothing else, it will train you to have a habit of having a high standard, right? And then, you will make good money. All right, let's go back to our slide. All right, so that make money, right? Again, there are just like so many website, books, seminar where you can learn how to make money. I just share with you two things that I believe, you can start right now, right? You can start right now, after listening to this tomorrow, you can instead of spend 3 hours online, looking through TikTok video and stuff, spend 15 minutes reading, build a habit, right? You can start tomorrow, put in more heart and soul and do a good job, right? I would encourage you to search for the quote that I share with you by Dr. Martin Luther King, print it out and read it every day and follow that, right? Save money. Save money is so essential to becoming rich guy. I have lots of friends and I watch them as I grow up. Some of my friends make good money, but they also very good spender too. Some even spend more than they make. I used to be like that too, right? And the problem is no matter how much money they make, one of my friends was a medical doctor, right? 30 years ago he was already making like nearly 200,000 a year, you know but when he approached me wanting to buy a property, a house, an office, right? I couldn't qualify him for the loan because he doesn't have any money saved. Instead, he had a lot of debt, right? And I also have a very good friend of mine. He was a bus boy, not even a waiter, a bus boy in a restaurant. He make close to minimum wage and a little bit of tips, but he saved and he saved and he saved and he has a very comfortable life, right? So you got to train yourself to save money. And I do have a wonderful trick. I guarantee it will work if you follow my trick, my hack, right? But I will talk to it later. Now, we go on to the subject that is our focus, which is to invest money. And why do we need to invest money, right? So because of inflation, you guys, I see in finance, people throw around a lot of fancy terminology like inflation, diversification, stuff like that, right? Don't let those fancy word intimidate you, scare you, right? uh, I will explain them to you, and it's really simple, right? But before I explain to you what inflation is, let's talk about. See, up here I say everyone want to be rich, and when you think about being rich, you think right away, oh, having a lot of money. That is the definition of rich. But do you truly, really want to have money, right? I mean, what I'm talking about is money is a piece of paper with picture of that president on it, printed on it, right? I mean, it doesn't really have a lot of intrinsic value, you know? I mean, you cannot eat it. You cannot keep yourself warm with a piece of paper. I mean, you cannot do much with it. What you really want is the purchasing power from from that money, right? Holding that money in your hand, it gives you the power to purchase things, to exchange that piece of paper into other thing that you want at the time, right? Like a bowl of noodle or a shirt or whatever, right? So and inflation, well, we in the past few years, inflation has been a big problem in our life, right? So we talk about a lot about inflation lately. Before that, you hardly hear of inflation. Inflation simply mean money losing its power, right? Why? Because things are getting more and more expensive, right? When things get more expensive, your money buy less of that thing, right? For example, if a cookie costs 10 cents and you have $1, right? So you can, with $1 you can buy 10 cookie. But now the cookie prices go up to 20 cents, right? So your $1, your same dollar bill now can only buy 5 cookie instead of 10 cookie. It lose purchasing power, right? And inflation is a real phenomenal. It's a real thing that going on all the time, right? Sometimes inflation uh, is really high, like lately, the past few years. But sometimes inflation is low, right? But inflation is always there, right? And if your money lose purchasing power just 5% a year, over time, you lose a lot of purchasing power, right? You know, um, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, a house probably costs in this area about what 500,000. Now it's over $1 million, right? So things go up so much. So if you only make money and save it, the I mean every year, the amount of money you have in your saving in your bank keep increasing, you know. But if it doesn't increase fast enough, then the purchasing power still stay the same, even though you have more money. You know, like last year you have 10,000. This year you have 11,000. But see, 11,000 today might purchase the same amount of goods, as 10,000 last year because of inflation, right? So saving money alone does is not enough. You need to invest it. So your money grow, and hopefully the growth in your money, is growing faster than the erosion of inflation that take away your purchasing power. You follow me? All right. We go on. So you fight inflation and build wealth with the power of compound interest. Now, I like to explain about compound interest because it's super, super important. It's very, very powerful. you know, if you Google it, you will probably see that many places say that Albert Einstein one once said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. You know, I sincerely doubt if Albert Einstein really said that, but you know, it is that powerful. Okay, it is that powerful, and to demonstrate and explain to you why how come, you know, it is compound interest is so powerful. Let me share with you something else. All right. I think this one. Okay, yeah, I think so. Let me share screen again. I need to figure out how to switch the screen that I share without turning up share screen and on. Okay, so this is a very simple spreadsheet that I made, and let use a much smaller number. Okay, so let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better. So let's say you start out with $100, right? And you invested, not invested, you put in a saving account, right? That pay you 5%. This is very realistic nowadays. You can find some bank or credit union that pay you 5% of interest. So 5% of interest. So you start out with $100, you put in the bank. At the end of the year, the bank give you 5% of $100 in interest. So that's $5, right? So you will have 105. Okay. Now, if you keep the money there, the next year you get another 5%. You know, but see, this 5% is not on 100 like last year. It's on $105, right? So because right now I don't have see, so instead of getting $5 in interest, you get $5.25 because you earn interest on the original $100. You also earn interest on the $5 of interest that you earn on in the previous year. You follow me, right? So and then on the third year, you earn interest on the original $100 on the $5 you earn in interest in the first year, and you earn interest on the $5.25 that you earn on the second year, right? So that means at the end of the third year, you know, you will get $115.76, right? I mean, normally without compound interest, you see, you would think, okay, if I invest $100 and every year I earn 5%, every year I get $5, right? So year one I get $5, year two I get $5, year three I get $5. I get $15 in interest after 3 years. But no, you get $5 here, you get $5.25 here, and you get $5.51 here, right? So your interest keep on compounding on top of interest and the original amount, right? And you know, in the first few years, you don't see the effect much. You know, you only see penny, but over the long run, it will become really, really, really high. All right. So later on, we will talk about the stock market, the average rate of return. If you invest in an index such as S&P 500, you know, we talk about opening a retirement account, traditional or versus Roth IRA. But let me jump ahead a little bit, all right? And show you the power of compounding, and hopefully that I can demonstrate to you, how you yourself can become a multimillionaire by starting investing now. All right. I'm sure many of you have heard of the term IRA, traditional IRA or Roth IRA, right? You might understand what it is, you might not. I will explain about them later, right? But just know right now that you, as long as you work and get paid, right, you are eligible to um, to contribute into a Roth IRA, which is an account, right, where you can put money in. Right. The special thing about the Roth IRA account is the tax benefit that you have in this country. There's a very famous saying, say that there are two things that you cannot escape: death and taxes. Right? Everybody gonna die someday, and as long as you live in America, you got to pay taxes. You cannot escape it. Every dollar you make, you have to pay taxes on it. Right? But if you open an IRA or 401k, any of those retirement account, you get some tax benefit. All right. And again, I will explain that to you later. And because of the tax benefit that you have, there are limits of contribution, meaning the amount of money you can put into these accounts are limited. You cannot just put as much as you can in there. No, they won't let you. Right now, the maximum limit per year to contribute into your account, I believe, is $7,000, right, a year. And I know many of you still work part-time, still going to school. You don't have a degree yet, so most likely you get paid very low salary, maybe even minimum wage. So saving up to be to have $7,000 to put into your IRA gonna be a big commitment for you, which realistically I don't think many of you can accomplish, can do that, right? So let's start with something smaller, right? So in a year, there are 52 weeks, correct? 52 weeks. Let's say if you can manage to save $100 a week, okay? So $100 a week, I don't think that is too hard. Remember the earlier I told you the lesson that I like so much is called the power of one more. So if you work 5 days a week, right, and every day you work one extra hour, one more hour, right, and every hour you make $20, okay, five 5 days, that $100 extra right there for you to contribute into your retirement account, right? So let's try that out, right? And later on, I will share with you the trick that make saving and putting in $100 a week rather painlessly. Okay, you can do it. Trust me. If you want to, you can do anything. All right. So, but if you manage to put in $100 a week, okay, 52 weeks, that's 5,000. That's $5,200, right? $5,200. Now, if you put in $5,200 and you earn 10%, right here, you might say, wait a minute, where the hell can I get 10% return? Right now, the most, if I put in a saving account, right, the most they're gonna give me probably 5%, no more than that. How can I make 10% return? Well, you have to invest in the stock market, and 10% is extremely realistic, almost a guarantee in the long run. You will make around 10% a year. Okay, so you every year you put in $5,200, right? And you earn 10% return, you know? So, and let's say your average age probably around 20 years old, right? Some of you probably younger, maybe a few of you is older, I don't know, right? But let's say you're 20 years old. I just pick a round number, right? And let's say you will retire at 65 years old, right? 20, you're 20 now, you will retire at 65. You have 45 years to invest to build your wealth, right? That's a long, long time. Okay. Now, right? If let me just do a quick calculation right here. Okay. $5,200, and if you every year you just put in $5,200 for 45 years. 45 years. So the total amount of money that you put in is $234,000. That's a lot of money, right? $234,000, But remember, we talk about inflation. 45 years from now, $234,000 probably won't buy you a lot of things. Right? That's what I mean. If you only work and save money, yeah, you will accumulate a good amount of money, but because of inflation, that money, when you need to use it, it won't buy you a lot of things. $234,000 right now can buy you a lot of things. Yeah. But 45 years from now, I doubt it can buy you, half of the thing you can buy with today money, right? Now keep that number in mind. So over the next 45 years, if you put in the same amount of money, right? See, I oversimplify things. Okay. Many of you, after 4 years of college or 8 year or 6 year, whatever, right? You're gonna start making a lot more money. And because you make more money, you can contribute more. And if you work for a good company, they will match your contribution. Many company, when you put in $1, they will give you $1, 1 for 1. Or more often they will match about half of it, right? So you put in $1, they put in 50 cents, their money, into your account, right? That's the benefit you get for working at a good company. So you're probably gonna put in a lot more money later on, right? But let's just assume you keep your contribution the same, $5,200 for the next 10 year. At the end of the 10 year, you already get $91,000, right? And we keep going, 20 years later, you already have 327,000 because of the compound, the interest here. All right. 30 years later, you will have in your account $940,000. All right. And just 31 years from now, you already become a millionaire. You have more than $1 million in your account. But check it out, because you have so much time, because you're young, you have so much time. At the end of 45 years, okay, right here, the end of 45 years, oops.
Your mic's not working.
Yeah, you like cut out when you started talking about the 45-year mark, I think. I can see you, but cannot hear you. No. I can hear you now.
You can hear now? All right.
Yes.
Let hope that will continue. All right. So yeah, at the end of 45 years, when you turn 65 years old, you have $4 million, guys. Right? And here's the thing, it doesn't stop there. Okay. Let's say you stop making contribution. Okay. You're not gonna put in any more money. All right. Instead, you withdraw money. All right. Every year now you're gonna withdraw 100,000. So when you turn 65, you stop working, so you don't make money anymore. And the next year, you start taking out money, right? You take out $100,000 a year, to enjoy your fruit of labor. All right. Check out the number that you have in your balance. And when you're 65 years old, you have 4.1 mil. Okay. The next year, you withdraw $100,000. But see, the 4.1 mil continue to earn 10% return from the market. So at the end of year 46, you have more money. And next year, you withdraw more money and you still end up with more money. In fact, instead of withdrawing $100,000, let live large and withdraw $200,000 a year. Your money still continue to grow because now you have so much money, right? The interest that you earn each year is becoming so large that even though you withdraw $200,000, $300,000, you still have money left over, right? So I think, in fact, see, very easy calculation because we use 10%. When you have 4.1 million dollar, 10% in return interest is $411,000, right? So you can withdraw $400,000, a year, and your money still growing bigger and bigger, right? So once you start early, right, and invest consistently like this, you're gonna be so filthy rich. Remember, I keep the contribution consistent, right? Where in reality, once you finish your school and start working full time, you likely gonna make a lot more money than now, and you can contribute a lot more, right? If you work for a company right now, the maximum you can contribute to 401k is around 27 or $30,000, right? Now, but see, let not pushing yourself too much. You kids, you still have to live. I know you want to treat yourself to some nice thing once in a while, taking your girlfriend, boyfriend out, right? So let's say that you can only save $50 a month, okay? $50 a month. So instead of 5,200 a year, you put in half of it, so 2,600 a year. I mean, yeah, 2,600 a year, okay? Have this is $50 a month, guy. Come on, I know you guys can save $50 a month. Just work a little bit harder, right? And instead of sleeping in on the weekend, right? Work on the weekend. Go to my house, work in my yard. I pay you $20 an hour, to pull weed or whatever, right? You can easily make that extra $50 or $100 if you really want to, if you're willing to work for it, to work for your future, right? But let's look at, what you will have when you turn 65, 45 years from now. You still have $2 million, more than $2 million, right? And with $2 million, you can still withdraw, $200,000 a year, and still your money, barely go down at all. All right. So guys, I really hope that you like this. Okay, now let I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, right? So the average annual return of the market is 10%. But remember, we talked about the power of one more, right? So that means instead of attending, listening to only today, right? You spend more time, and I'll be happy to continue to share my knowledge with you guys, right? You continue to study, to learn, and since you know more about investing, so hopefully you will earn a tiny bit more than the market, right? So instead of earning 10%, you earn one more percent, right? You earn 11%, okay? Just one tiny percentage more each year, okay? And let's look at 45 years later. Instead of having 2.1 million, now you have 2.8 million, $700,000 more, just because you invest more time in and earn a tiny bit better than average return. All right. And if you will, spend more time to learn about option, for example, and earn 15%, which is very realistic. There's nothing too impossible about this, right? Earn 15% a year. Okay. After, look, you put in only $50 a week. $50, that's it, a week, right? But you try hard to learn, and discipline yourself, so you will make, instead of 10%, like most people, you make 15%, right? So you will end up with $10.7 million when you retire. All right. And and if you can manage to put in to invest $100 a week instead of $50, right? In 45 years, you will end up with $21 million. Now, I know, right? Because I taught many classes before. There always someone say, yeah, but I will be 65 years old. Let me ask you, do you plan to live until you're 65 and beyond? I hope you do plan on it, I mean, I hope you don't plan to die sooner than that, right? So the answer is obviously, yeah, I do plan to live until I'm 65 years and beyond, right? The average age of people in America right now is about 85 or 90 years old, right? And medical technology, food, nutrition keep getting better and better. We will live longer, guy, I mean, so and right now, you're only 19, 18, 20 years old. 65 is like, seems so far away, I mean, it's a great distance into the future. But trust me when I tell you this, time go by so fast, goes before you know it, you're gonna get there, right? The question is, when you get there, when you're 65, do you want to have $21 million in your account, or do you want to be broke, to have no money like most Americans? Like half of the population, when they retire, they have less than $10,000 in their account. Google it if you don't trust me. Half of the population of this country, when people retire, they have less than $10,000 in their account, right? So you want to be like them, don't invest. But if you want to be rich, to have at least a couple $1 million in your account, then listen to what I got to tell you and take some action. Not that hard. All right. All right. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Remember, time is your friend. So do start early. All right. You can see, from the spreadsheet that I showed you just now, right? In the first few years, even in the first 10, 20 years, you don't see your money grow that fast. But, with time, and you do have time, that's your advantage. Nobody told me about investing. Nobody taught me anything about stock when I was your age. I didn't start investing until I was about 33 years old. 33 years old, right? So I already lost 10, 15 years. You guys got that head start ahead of me, and then those those time means so much. Your money grow so much faster the longer you keep it, right? All right, let's move on. So we mentioned earlier, right? In order to get a higher return, like 10%, you need to invest in stock. So what is stock exactly? All right. If I have to give a one word definition of what a stock is, that word is ownership. More clearly is ownership in a business. Okay. So now when you think of the richest people in the world, right? The wealthiest people in the world, what names come to your mind? Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, who own Amazon, all these guys, all these, people who are the richest people in the world. The reason they got so rich because they own a big share in a profitable business, right? Elon Musk own Tesla, own what is it? The spaceship company, SpaceX, Twitter, now he named it X, Bill Gates, he got rich because he owned Microsoft, he doesn't run it anymore, but he still own a lot of share in it. Jeff Bezos, I said earlier, he owned Amazon, right? So all these people, they got rich because they own share in a business. Ay. All right. And or you can say that they own stocks. They own a lot of stock in a business. All right. The reason they own it because they created those businesses, right? But you don't need to create those businesses if you're not talented enough. If you are, then good for you. Go start some profitable business, and then for sure you're gonna be so rich. And don't forget me, okay? When you get there, right? But if you don't have enough time or talents or connection to create a business, you can still buy stock, right? When you buy stock, you buy an ownership in a business, right? So now, when you buy stock, you own a tiny portion of a business entity, right? So if you like Amazon, right? You spend a lot of money buying stuff on Amazon, and you see all your friends, all your family buy stuff on Amazon all the time, right? And that Amazon is making good money. Guess what? Who stopped you from buying a little bit of ownership into Amazon, right? Once you become an owner of Amazon, of a business, when that business does well, make money, guess what? They have to split that profit with you, right? So it's great, so that's what stock mean, right? Now, a unit of stock is called a share, right? So you can buy 1 share or 2 share or 3 share or 100 share or 1,000 share, right? And nowadays, if you cannot afford to buy 1 share, you can buy a fraction of a share, okay? There are way to do it. You guys are so lucky. When I started investing, it was so much tougher, okay? I mean, every time you buy or sell stock, you have to pay commission, and it's a lot of commission. Like $10, $20 commission for buying every time you buy. If you buy and then you sell, right? You pay $10 to buy, $10 to sell. Already you lose $20, right? If you make $20 and you pay commission $20, you make nothing, right? But nowadays, most places you can buy stock and sell stock for nothing. You pay zero commission. Used to be only you pay only zero commission if you go through a place called Robinhood, right? But Robinhood started it. It got a lot of business, especially from young people like you guys. Other big company, they say, oh, I cannot let Robinhood take all the businesses, so they lower their commission, and then finally they say, okay, we offer zero commission too. So you can buy, and there are a lot of other instrument, a lot of technology making investing so simple, so much easier. So in other words, you got everything made easy for you. If you don't take advantage of them, then it's your own damn fault. You cannot blame anyone, right? Right. So go on. Now, you buy a stock, you buy an ownership in a business. So what is the main purpose of a business, right? If you go to each company's website, they usually post a mission statement, right? Their purpose. For example, if you go to Amazon, they say, oh, our purpose, our mission is to assist people buying, selling thing easily, and quickly at the least amount of cost, right? Yeah, and if you go to McDonald's, oh, our purpose is to provide nutritious, fast, reliable, clean, and affordable meals to people, right? But see, those are all BS. Okay? The main purpose of each business is to make money, right? That's the real reason why a business got created in the first place. I mean, you don't open a restaurant because you want to serve people. You want to give people the pleasure of eating and drinking. No, man, you want to make money. Yeah, you probably want to get a lot of pleasure out of serving good food to other people, but you work your ass off. You take all kind of risks to open a business because you want to make money, right? So the main purpose of a business is make money. When you own a piece of it, there are all these people, from the CEO to the manager to the employee. Everybody work their butt up to make money for you, right? Wonderful, ain't it? I cannot think of a better way, to make money. Right? You just buy a stock in a good company, in a company that make good money, and all these people make money for you, right? You can just like go to sleep, and they make money for you. You know, when their hard work, their innovation, their good idea, you know, bringing good product and service to society, right? And that in turn, you know, make the business profitable, make money, and because you own a piece of that business, right? When that business make money, the value of that ownership go up, right? You know, and the value of your stock go up. That's how you make money, right? So, all right, now you're an owner. I'm sure you guys work for, you know, some company, right? An office or a store or whatever, right? And you probably have met the owner of that business. That owner have a lot of power, right? They can hire you, they can fire you, they can give you a raise, they can yell at you, they can tell you to do stuff, right? You know, you have an owner via stock. You are a passive owner. You're not an active owner. So you don't have a lot of say at all in the business. You got nothing to say about who to hire, how much that person get paid, right? But on the other hand, because you're only a passive owner, you don't have to deal with all the headaches that the owner must bear, right? An owner have uh to have a business plan to make sure do enough marketing so people know about the product or the service. They have to hire employee. They have to worry about liability. You know, they have to follow the law so they don't get sued or get penalized. You don't have any of those headaches at all, right? You know, if a business run low on money, you have to seek more fund by getting a loan or sell stock, you know, to raise money for the business. Again, you know, you're a passive owner. You don't have to deal with any of that at all. Another thing very important you probably don't think of, right? If a business owner, a real business owner, right? If they want to cash out, they want to sell their business. Is it easy? No, it's not. It's a long freaking process, right? Sometimes, you know, you want to sell business and your business not doing well at all, right? Nobody want to buy it for any price. So you can wait a year, 2 years, and you still cannot find, you know, a buyer for your business. But if you own stock in the company, when you want to cash out, you can sell it in a second, 1 second. You know, you can sell it, and you want to buy more share. You like the business, you want to buy more again. You know, it's take you 1 second to buy more share. All right. You know, if you own a restaurant and it does well, you know, you want to open another restaurant. Is it gonna be easy and fast? No, it's hella hard, right? So being a passive owner, you don't have a lot of say, but in a way it's good, you know, because of all the other thing that I just explained to you. All right. So now a lot of people, when they think of stock, they scared because they have heard from many other people say that investing in stock is risky, you know. So is it risky? Well, yes, you can lose money, right? You can absolutely lose money instead of make money, right? By investing in stock. When you put money into a bank, right, into a saving or buy a CD, your money is guaranteed to stay there. And they even guarantee your return. If they tell you that, hey, I'm gonna pay you 5% interest, you know, you can you can be sure, right, that you will get all your principal, all your original amount, plus that 5% interest that they promise you. No if or but about it. All right. Even if that bank go belly up, right, went out of business, you know, most likely that bank get insured by the federal government, all right, the FDIC, who will step in and pay you back your money so you don't lose your money, right? But when you invest in stock, you do have the very real possibility of losing money. However, you only lose your money if you do this thing. First, you invest in a bad company. Okay, you buy it. You instead of putting money into a good company like Amazon, like Apple, you buy some company that you heard one of your friends say, "Hey, this company is very promising. It work in AI, yada yada." You listen to that person. You don't do your own research, right? You invest in a bad company. That company go bankrupt. You lose all your money. All right. Secondly, you make emotional decision, right? Investing can be very emotional because it involve your money, right? Your hard-earned money. You got to sweat, you got to work, you got to save this money, right? And when you see, the value of your stock go down, stock go up and down all the time, right? When you see it go down, you get scared, right? You sell it. You want to stop the pain. You don't want to lose anymore. You sell it, and when the stock market does really well, stock keep going up, you get greedy. Say, oh my God, it go up so much. I better not miss the bus, So you jump in, you buy it, you buy high, right? Way up here, and you sell low. That's how you make money, You make emotional decision, okay? And whoa, you do a lot of short-term trading, okay? And here below here are the things you can do to reduce all the risk that I list out up here, okay? Number one, you only invest in quality company at reasonable prices, okay? And if we have the opportunity to meet again in future sessions, then I will walk you through the process. I will explain to you what make a company a good company, a quality company, and what make the price reasonable, right? We will learn about that, but really, if you don't want to take the time to study, it's fine too, right? There are way for you to invest very lazily and still successful, right? Secondly, think that another thing that you can do to reduce your risk is called diversify. This is another big fancy word, Don't let it scare you. Diversify simply means spread your money out. All right? Instead of putting all eggs in one basket, you spread it out. Instead of putting your money in Apple, all right? You buy Apple, you buy Google, you buy McDonald's, you buy Starbucks, and target whatever company that you like. Many of you probably like wearing Nike. You can buy share in there too. I'm sure many of you use TikTok. Sorry, you cannot buy stock in TikTok simply because they don't sell stock. It's a private company still. Okay, it's not a public company. So you cannot even buy share if you want to. All right. So diversify, spread your money around, right? And later on, I will tell you a very easy way to diversify, to invest in many companies at once. All right. And in order to avoid making emotional decision, you automate your investing, make it, a ritual, right? Make it automatic. You don't have to use your brain to think anymore, and you use dollar cost averaging, called DCA for short, dollar cost averaging. Again, fancy term, but easy to understand. Okay, you put in the same amount of money every period of time, like every week or every month. You put in $50, like earlier we say, right? If you can manage, you determine that, okay, every week I'm gonna put in $50, right? Every week on Monday, or Friday, whatever, you pick the date, right? Every week on Friday, you put in $50, and that $50 will buy, let's say, Apple stock, okay? So if today Apple stock price is $50, okay, your $50 will buy one share, okay? And if next week Apple stock go up to $55, okay, you still put in the same amount of money, $50. Now, since a share today is $55, your $50 cannot buy a whole share anymore, right? You buy 90 something percent of a share, 0.9 something, 995, 96 of a share, okay? And the week after, Apple stock dropped down to $48 a share, okay? You put in the same amount, $50, but because of the lower price, now you get to buy more than one share, right? You buy 1.1 share, okay? Don't worry, you don't have to do any math. The company that you work with, where you have your account, will calculate it and buy it for you, okay? So by doing dollar cost averaging, number one, it's automatic, right? Every month, you don't have to do a thing. You don't have to lift a finger. You only need to set it up, when it is set up every month on the day that you tell them. If you tell them Wednesday, then okay, Wednesday, they're gonna come in to your bank account, they're gonna pull out $50 and use that $50 to buy your stock. All right. And that is how you save. All right. If you use your willpower and say, okay, I will try to spend less money, right? So every week I will have an extra $50, and then I will, send a check out, or I will, send the money to the company to buy share for me, right? If you use your own willpower, guess what? You won't likely do it. At the end of the week, say, oh, damn, man, this week I spent so much. I don't have any money left. I cannot send, or you forgot to send it, right? It become hard. But if you do it automatically, you don't have to do anything. And whether you want or not, you already authorize them to do it. So they come in and they take your money anyway. So whatever left in your account, that's what you get to spend. And trust me, you will adapt. If you see there's a lot of money in your account, you will spend a lot. But if you don't see a lot of money, you will, you don't have money. What can you do? You will spend less. You're not going to starve. You're not going to go on the corner of the street and beg for food, hold the sign up, I'm poor, help me. No, you're going to adapt. You're going to live with whatever you have left in your account. So that is the trick of how you save. You pay yourself first, you automate your investing. Pay yourself first means you don't wait until you've done spending. You don't wait until the end of the week, the end of the month, and you see whatever left, you will send that amount that you have left into your saving, into your investment account. No, you pay yourself first, before you even get to spend the money, right? On the day that you get paid from your employer, you send that money immediately in 10% or $100, $50, whatever amount you choose, you send it to your saving account, your IRA, your investment account, right? And if you keep the dollar amount fixed, then automatically when the stock is cheap, you buy more. When the stock is becoming expensive, it go up, you buy less share of it, right? You always want to buy more stuff when they are cheap and less of it when they're higher, right? And by doing dollar cost averaging, that you accomplish that automatically, right? So this is a great strategy, and it takes all the stresses out of of your investing process, right? Because everything got done for you. You only need to set it up, and then that's it. From that point on, everything will go on autopilot. All right. And remember, invest for the long run. Avoid short-term trading. All right. I mean, sooner or later, someone somewhere will tell you, hey, this stock, you can make a lot more money than you invest for the long run. It's so easy. You just wait for it to go down, you buy it, and when it go up, you sell it. Buy low, sell high. Trust me, it ain't easy. It's very freaking hard. It's among the hardest thing in the world to be successful at. It's not impossible. It's just like absolutely impossible. All right. You know, anybody can get on a karaoke machine and sing, right? And have fun, but in order to become a professional singer, you make your living singing. It ain't easy. Same thing. Anybody can invest, for the long term, right? Which is the way I'm gonna teach you guys. That's why earlier when we began this presentation, I said every one of you have a real chance of becoming a millionaire if you just start now, start tomorrow, and put $50 in a week, into your account, and buy an index fund, which is the next subject we're gonna talk about, right? But in order to be successful in trading, it's hard. Of course, you can try your luck at it. Who knows? Maybe you're talented. Maybe you're lucky. You make some money. But make it the main thing that you do is invest for the long run, and just use a small portion of your money, the money that you're willing to lose. Use that for trading. Okay, just like buying a lottery ticket. You spend $5-10 to buy a lottery ticket. That's okay. It's acceptable, right? Once in a while, just try your luck, right? But if you consistently spend, $200-300 to buy a lottery ticket, you're a fool. You wasting your money, right? And short-term trading is kind of similar to buying lottery ticket. It's very hard. Okay. All right. So next, I like to explain to you about index. All right. Index is another big word. And if you pay any attention at all, you probably have run across, have heard people mention the word Dow Jones, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Composite or NASDAQ 100, Russell 2000. All of these are in indexes. Okay, these are the most well-known indexes in America, at least, probably the world too, right? So what is index? Index is a fancy word. Index is a list. That's it, a list of stuff. And the name of the index is usually the name of the company who create this list, who came up with this list, right? Years and years ago, a company by two guys, a guy named last name Dow, another guy last name Jones. They form a company called Dow Jones, and together they say, hey, let me pick 30 company and put in this list, and they call that list of 30 company the Dow Jones. So S&P stand for Standard and Poor. I cannot believe a company working in financial have the word poor in it. But hey, when people are so rich, they don't care, right? Yeah, Standard and Poor and 500. Why 500? Because there are 500 companies in there. Okay, 500 companies in there. NASDAQ Composite comprised of more than 3,000 companies. NASDAQ 100, they pick out only 100 companies, right? and Russell 2000, 2000. All right. Again, another company, another person by the name of Russell, they came up with a list, a long list, because there are 2,000 company in there. And all of the 2,000 company are small company, all right? All the company in the S&P 500 are large, the biggest, largest company, most valuable company in America and probably the world, okay? NASDAQ comprised of 100 company, the biggest, most profitable, and most of them, majority of them are high-tech company, all right? All right, so these are just a list of company, okay? And my most favorite is the S&P 500. And let me explain to you why, it is so awesome. Yeah, it is. I mean, if you guys gonna invest for the long run, I would like to encourage you to put most, if not all, of your your money into the S&P 500 because it's awesome. And here is why, right? First of all, when you buy an index like the S&P 500 or whatever, NASDAQ 100, right? People will tell you that you are investing passively, okay? Or, this is passive investing. The word passive mean, you don't really do anything, right? You're not um you're not involved, right, into the decision of choosing which company to invest in. All right, you just simply buy the S&P 500, okay, and so that is why it's called passive investing. But is it really passive? Is it like the list just like stay there? No, it is actively chosen, right? There's a company, S&P here, that has a committee, of a lot of, very smart, very successful people, and they have criterias, right? To choose which company are qualified to be included into this list, right? This is a very prestigious list, right? So, and this list get changed on a regular basis. I don't know how often, maybe, once or twice a year, right? They would choose the most successful, most profitable, the largest company to put in this list. And what if there five company that didn't do so well, right? They keep doing badly, they keep losing their value. Guess what? The committee will kick these five company out of the index, and they will choose another five company to replace them, right? So they get picked, they get actively selected and managed, right? They're not passive at all. Okay, well, you are passive, but the list itself, the index itself, is not passive. The people who choose it, and how they choose it, they choose the biggest, the best, the most profitable company to put into the list. All right, and whatever company not doing so well, they kick them out. All right, is widely diversified among 500 biggest company in the US, in the world. All right, so in order to be included in the S&P 500, it has to be among the most valuable company in America. All right, the S&P 500 will not include company that
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. No, still can't hear you. Still no.
Test mic.
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Whoa, don't know why is that. Frustrated crap out of me. Sorry, guys. So we were talking about SP 500, right? Um, so we say that it got selected, only the best, the biggest company get included, right? And it's spread around. When you invest in the S&P 500, you diversify, you spread your money around the 500 biggest company in the USA and in the world, right? And in order to grow so big, you have to provide some amazing product or amazing service or both that a lot of people pay the company, right, to get that product, and of course when you're so successful, you grow up so big like that, you make a lot of money. So when you put money into the biggest company, it's safer, right? It's safer, especially if you spread it out to 500. 500 is a big number, a large number, right? So a lot of people know about the fact that the index comprises of 500 company, but next thing is what a lot of people don't know about, right? Even people who've been investing in stock for years and years, they don't know about this. It is market cap weighted, right? Again, fancy word. I will explain about market cap later if we have more session. But what it means is the bigger the company, then more of the money get to go into that company, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say you have $500, okay, and you use that $500 to purchase share in the S&P 500 because you know that this index, this list, right, has 500 company, and because you put in $500, I believe you will think, okay, if I put in $500 and there are 500 company, then each company get $1 of my money, right? So if there's Apple in there, Apple get $1. If there's Amazon in there, Amazon get $1. If McDonald's in there, McDonald's get $1. But no, that is not the case at all right? The bigger the company, the more money will go into that company, all right? The more of your investment dollar will go into that specific company that is the biggest. In fact, let me
You cut out again.
yeah, no,
Yes, I can hear you.
all right. Oh man, okay. Whoa. All right, so this is a partial list of S&P 500. Again, I lose you guys? You cannot hear?
No, I can hear.
Okay. All right. So as you can see here, all right. So these are the name of the company in the S&P 500. You know, I'm sure you recognize Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, which is Facebook, Alphabet, which is Google, all right? And you can see the Alphabet, two Alphabet, right? Because Alphabet Google, they have two class of stock, okay? Class A and Class C. And Class A, the ticker is GOOGL. Class C ticker is GOOG, right? So 500 company, but about 506 ticker, right? 506 different stock, you know, but 500 company. Don't worry about it, you know. What I'd like you to focus on is this percentage of portfolio, right? So if you put $500 in, Apple will get almost $7. $6.98 will go to Apple. $6.73 will go to Microsoft, right? $1.16 will go to United Health Group. 90 cents only will go to Visa, right? And the more you go down the list, the less money will go into it, right? So Caterpillar make heavy equipment machine, okay? Only 36 cents go into it. So why does it matter, right? You know, this is actually pretty cool, pretty good for you, really good for us as investor, right? The better the company, the more money, the more of our money go into that company, right? So, you know, think of it like this, right? I give you an analogy. If you are the boss of a business, let's say a restaurant, right? And in this restaurant, you have 10 employees, okay? In your business, you have 10 employees, you know, and not all of the employees are the same. Some are really good, some are really bad, okay? Now, wouldn't you as a boss, right, as a smart person, want to give more hours of work to the best employee and less hour of work to the worst employee, right? It's natural, you know? Whoever is better at doing the job, you treat that person better. You give more of your resources, your money, your hour to that person, right? Investing is the same, you know. The bigger the company, the better that company does, right? So you put more money toward it, you know. The result is you get much better overall return, right? And shoot. and the last reason why, you know, S&P 500 is so awesome is because it is the most popular investment option for many retirement plans, right? If your company offer a 401k, for example, right? They don't allow you to choose any stock you want, right? They usually give you a small selection, a fund that you can invest in. And I guarantee you, I bet with you that doesn't matter where you work, you know, most likely your retirement plan will allow you to invest in S&P 500, right? So because it's the most popular investment option, and because it's popular like that, you can buy and sell it very easily. You can find out the return of it easily, and chances are, even though, you know, you work at company A, your friend work at company B, both of you, you know, have 401k, you know, and both of you most likely have some money in S&P 500. So when the S&P 500 does well, you talk to your friend, both of you are happy, right? And when the S&P 500 does badly, again, you talk to your friend and both of you feel the same pain, right? So it's just more fun that way, right? Now, I'd like to share with you this picture. We're almost done, right? How much time we spent? All right, an hour and a half, not bad. This is a charge, that cover a very long time since 1936 all the way to year 2020, right? So 80 some years, very, very long time. And you can see here, every time you see a vertical pink vertical line like this, it means there's a recession, and this recession lasts more than a year. All right, so it's difficult time. Every time you see a pink, column like this, all right, the recession lasts for more than a year. And every time you see a gray vertical line, the recession lasts less than a year. All right, longer than a year and less than a year, but it's recession. And you can see, maybe you cannot see so well, so I'm gonna tell you, every time the recession stock go down, right? The blue line here, the blue chart here, this is the S&P 500, okay? And there's a lot of bad things happen, there a recession, there U.S. enter World War II, Korean War, Cuban Missile, Vietnam War, right? There's a lot of bad things happen in the world, and there are periods where the stock market go down not only for a year but for a long period of time, 5-6 years even, right? But eventually, if you hold your stock long enough, it keep going up, right? It go down in the short term but go up in the long term, always, always, always. No matter what the hell happened, in the long run, stock will continue to go up. That's why when you invest in the long term, it's a lot safer. It's a lot less risky. And this is a wonderful, wonderful chart that I like to share with you, right? So these bar here tell you the probability, the odds of making money, of a positive return, during the period, right? And again, this cover a long period of time, like 85 years, something like that, So if you buy S&P 500 and hold it for a day, you buy it today, you sell it the next day. You buy it today, you sell it the next day, right? Your chance of making money is just a little bit better than 50%, So here is 0, 20%, 40%, right here about 50%. This is a little bit better than 50%, Still good, right? If your chance of winning better than 50%, that's a good odds right there. But not so good, right? If you hold your stock for a quarter, right? You buy today, you keep it for a month, and you sell it, right? Your chance of making money now go up to about 70%, 60 something, 70%. If you hold the stock for a year, I mean, not the stock, if you buy S&P 500 at any time, over the last 85 years, right? And it will continue into the future as well, same probability, if you happen to go out and buy the S&P 500 and hold it for a year, your chance of making money instead of losing money is better than 70%, right? You keep the holding period longer, you keep it for 5 years now, your chance of making money and not losing money is over 80%, right? You keep it for 10 years, your chance go up to 90 something percent, right? You buy the S&P 500 at any point in time in the past, right? And you hold it for 20 years, your your odds of making money is 100%. It's a guarantee, right? And of course, you can be doubtful. You can be, you can reason say, well, but that is the past. We live in a different world right now, right? We have nuclear war, the threat of nuclear war, of Israel, and Iran fight each other, Russia and Ukraine, all this, Trump might become president and he might screw up the country, right? So whatever, right? Remember, we always have problem in the world one way or another, right? And I showed you the chart earlier, in the short term, stock can go down, but in the long run, it always go up, you know. And if something already happened over the last 85 years, I would bet that, the probability are very, very similar, if not exactly the same, into the future, right? So again, if you buy for a long run, keep it for 20 years, your chances of making money is 100%. It's guaranteed, right? You guys are 20 years old, you invest for your retirement, you have 45 years, so your chance of making money is 100%, nothing less than that. All right, you will be rich. All right. So if you are sold, right, if I convince you, how do you get started? All right, you have to open a type of account called brokerage account. And where can you open it? So many places. All right, I mentioned earlier, what Robinhood, right? Robinhood is very, very popular among young people. Okay, a lot of young people love to have their account at Robinhood. I, however, do not recommend Robinhood. Why? Because of peer pressure. Okay, you open an account with Robinhood, they gamify the investment process. They make it fun. They encourage you to speculate, to take chances, to play lotto. Remember, we talk about to trade short term, right? And when you buy a stock and you sell it, a few minutes later and make even $5, they flash they have animation. Congratulations, Alejandro, you just make 5 penny. They give you the rush that, similar to posting something online and get people to like you, to subscribe to you, to follow you. It's just senseless, but you get addicted to it. It encourages you to take a lot of bad action, right? So you don't want to. I mean, if you want to, it's your money, right? You can open an account at Robinhood, but I discourage you from doing so, right? Instead, I highly recommend every one of you to open an account at M1 Finance. All right. Why? Because M1 Finance help you make it so easy to automate, to make investing automatic, right? Remember, a lot of people have trouble with saving money, right? The easiest way, the most effective way to save money is to make it automatic. Set it and then forget it. Let M1 Finance. See, when you open an account at M1 Finance, they ask you to link your brokerage account here, right, with your bank account, and you tell them how often, on what day do they take the money out of your account, your bank account, and put it into your M1 Finance account, right? What day and how much? If you get paid every 2 weeks, you tell them, hey, on the day that I get paid, right? On Friday, every other Friday, you come in, you take $50 from my account, right? You pay yourself first. M1 Finance make it easy for you to do that, right? And remember, $50 is not a lot of money, right? Especially when you want to invest in 500 company, and you only have $50. That's okay. M1 Finance allows you to buy fractional share, so that $50 of yours will buy a tiny piece of Apple, a tiny piece of Nvidia, but they will do it for you, right? And they won't charge you any commission whatsoever. However, they will charge you a small amount of fee to maintain your account. If you open a Roth IRA, I think they charge you like $20 a year, something like that. I don't care. It's just a small amount. I don't care, but it's totally worth it. I mean, you pay 20 or even $50 a year, and when you retire, you end up with $21 million. Not a small price to pay, right? Another place that is also very good is Charles Schwab. With Charles Schwab, you can, if you keep on studying, and you know how to do option, and you like it, Charles Schwab will allow you to do option. And if you do, you open an IRA and buy stock only, Charles Schwab also allow you to buy what they call slide. Slide is, $10. Each slide is $10, right? So let's say if you put $50 into Charles Schwab, you can tell them to buy one slide of Apple, one slide of McDonald, right? Yeah, it will allow you to buy a fixed amount of $10 each in multiple of $10, right? And Charles Schwab is a lot more powerful than M1 Finance if you become more advanced, right? So right now, forget about Charles Schwab, just focus on M1 Finance because you're a beginner, right? And you don't have a lot of money yet, hopefully you will have a ton of money later, right? It will make me very, very happy if many of you come back and say, hey, Mr. Edward, I'm a lot richer than you. I would say, congratulations. I'm glad I taught you how to become rich like that. All right. So types of account, right? There are the retirement account, which I like to focus on for now, right? For you guys, right? Even though retirement is still way too far for you guys, but it's precisely because retirement date is still way too far into the future. You have so much time to let your money grow, right? So that's why you need to focus on retirement account. And I mentioned earlier, retirement account, you will get the benefit of taxes, right? You set up a retirement account, then the government will take less taxes from you, right? And retirement accounts are divided into two main categories, traditional and Roth, okay? And if you work at a small company that doesn't offer 401k, then you can always open your own IRA. IRA is short for individual retirement account. That's it. Individual retirement account, IRA, so and anybody who works and get a paycheck can open IRA, right? If you have rich parent, right, who willing to give you money, but you don't work, you cannot open IRA and put money in there, So if you work, but you make only $2,000 a year, so the maximum amount of money you can put into that IRA account of yours is $2,000, right? So remember, contribution to IRA and 401k have to be earned money. Earned here means you earned it from your sweat, all right? You have to work for it, You cannot say, hey, mommy, give me 5,000 so I can put into an IRA account. They won't allow you, you know? If you work and you make $5,000 and you already spend it, and your mom give you 5,000, yes, you can put that 5,000 in. As long as you have a W-2 at the end of the year proving that, hey, I make this much money. So, and then you can put the money in. All right, now, traditional versus Roth. Remember, I say earlier that there are two things that you cannot escape: dying and paying taxes, right? So you make money, you have to pay taxes. But the government would like to encourage you to save for your retirement. So they make exception. They give you benefit. They give you tax benefit, you know. So when you open a traditional account, or I mean, yeah, traditional IRA, right? And you put money in, that whatever amount of money that you put in that year, you can write it up right away that year, right? So I give you an example. If this year you make $10,000, okay, and if you don't open a retirement account, you will have to pay tax on $10,000, the whole amount that you make, right, from work. But you make $10,000, you know, from work, you put 3,000 into your retirement account, right? They take away that 3,000 and they will only tax you on $7,000 remaining. You follow me? All right. Now, once the money, you already got the tax benefit on the same year that you make the contribution, right? So your money is the money that you put in is tax free already, right? So when your money grow and now you older, you are ready to retire, you withdraw the money out. Every dollar you withdraw out from that money become your income, and you have to pay tax on that money, right? The more you withdraw money, the more you have to pay tax, right? With a traditional IRA. Roth is exactly the opposite, right? When you put the money in, you don't get to write it up, okay? If you make $10,000 from work and you put in 3,000 to your Roth, you know, you still have to pay tax on $10,000. You don't get any break on that year. However, your money will grow in there tax free, right? Remember, you know, when I showed you the spreadsheet earlier, right? You put in 5,000 a year, you know, after 45 years, your account now have like $4 million. Guess what? You can withdraw all that money as much as you want, you know, and you're not paying a penny on taxes. Your money is tax free on the way out, right? And if you invest well, right, then the money that you have, you know, when you retire is hopefully a lot more, a lot bigger than the money that you put in, right? Remember, we put in over 45 years, we put in only like $300,000 or something like that, right? But now we have $4 million, right? And you don't have to pay tax on any of that money, you know. You are multi-millionaire, and you get to take the money out and spend it without paying any taxes. So Roth is powerful. And you can only do Roth IRA when you're still poor, right? I mean, the requirement for you to open and contribute to a Roth account is you have to make less than, I don't know, you know, the number keep changing, around 165,000 a year, right? I don't think any of you make more than that, you know. So every one of you qualify for a Roth, right? And since you make so little money now, your tax liability is also very little. So just pay those damn taxes, you know. They little anyway, right? So later on, when you know you have millions of dollars, you don't have to pay tax, and that is so wonderful, so nice. All right. and of course, beside the retirement account, right, that you have to qualify for, you have to make money from work, you have to make a certain amount, you have to choose between traditional or Roth. You can open the non-retirement account, the regular account, right? And there are no restriction, there are no limit whatsoever. You can, put as much money in there. You can withdraw anytime. Because of these, as special benefit, when you put money in retirement account and you withdraw before your retirement, right, then you have to pay tax and get penalized. Okay, so and that is a good thing, right? Because I mean, if they allowed you to withdraw the money so easily, whenever you run into a hardship, or when you got to buy something, you get to take your dream vacation, you tend to tap into your retirement account, and that will, totally screw up your retirement plan, right? So by putting restriction, by penalizing you, making you pay taxes, uh, you tend to keep the money into your retirement account longer, right? And because of that, you will be wealthy when you retire, right? I think that is it. That is the end of my presentation. I hope you learned something valuable. And if you have any question, you can ask me now. Anyone have question? Hello, hello. Guys, talk to me.
I have no questions.
Okay. Only you are the representative of all your friends, huh?
Unfortunately.
All right. All right, guys, thanks for spending the time. Again, I hope you learned something, and I do remember to record it. I hope the recording worked well, I will upload it and send you the link so you can share with your friend or watch again if you want to. All right?
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. Bye now, kids.
All right, thank you. I'll see you.
See ya.